Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to take Cornell notes properly. Cornell notes is a type of note-taking system, and this video is all about how to take them and what you should do during the process. So first things first, we need to learn the history or background of Cornell notes. Now, Cornell notes was created by a college professor in Cornell University, hence the name Cornell notes, and his name was Walter Pock. Now, he also created a book called How to Study in College that is based around Cornell notes. So the next thing you need to learn to start off your Cornell notes is how to format and how to lay it out. So the first thing you need is a pencil, and you're going to have a top section. You're going to have a bottom section. 6 lines up from the bottom is your summary section. Then your left section is your question section. And then your biggest section is where you're going to take your notes. This is important and key to how you're going to take your notes. So the next thing you're going to need to learn about is what to put on the top, which when we were formatting is the thinnest section or the smallest section of your Cornell notes. So to start it off, you need a topic, which is what your notes are going to be mostly about. Like, the topic is a sum up of what your notes are about. You should have your class, your name, and the date, and also the EQ, which, as you can see, I'm saying it's an essential question, which is talking about a question that helps you sum up your notes overall and helps you understand your Cornell notes even better. So that is what the top of your Cornell notes should consist of. I'm going to compare it to a more structured version of a Cornell note paper, and I will leave a link of what it looks like in case you guys prefer that over notebook paper. So the next part of Cornell notes is what to put on the left column. Now, I have learned for the left column to be questions, but I have seen people put like topics, equations, hints to their equations or topics, or the main ideas of each chunk, which I will talk about a little bit later. And then you will see that I'm like comparing it to a more structured version, which again, I'm going to link in the bottom in case you prefer to do that over formatting it in notebook paper. So the next part of Cornell notes is what to put in the notes section. So you're going to put notes, but part of your notes is going to be like diagrams, examples, chunks between main ideas, lower quality questions with answers, revisions, important info. So this is all going to go into helping you understand the material and what you're learning about. After you have finished taking your notes, you need to know what to put in your summary. So in your summary, it should be an overview of your notes. So it should be like answers to your essential question and answers to questions from the left column. And it should also be an in-depth info about your notes and what it's about. So after you finished making your notes, you need to learn how to make revisions. So revisions is looking over your notes and making them more condensed but thorough. You want to add or remove information. You also want to underline information that's important or highlight. They kind of go equal. You can do one or the other, or you can do both. Also, circling key points in the in your notes. Those kind of all go together, and then using different colors like different highlighters, different pens, just to make sure that you really grasp what you're learning and what you took notes over. So you learned how to make revisions. Now you need to learn how to take Cornell notes, or just the notes in general. Your notes need to be efficient, meaning that you need to use shortened words and use syllables. Not syllables, symbols. Always mix it up. Anyways, those symbols need to be like the number sign, the and sign, things like that. You can make your own key for all. You can make your own key, whatever floats your boat. On things that shorten it. By efficient, you need to be writing fast, but you need to make sure that you're writing all the important information. So just using symbols and shortened words will help you make sure that you're understanding what you're taking the notes over. Shortened words are kind of like paraphrasing, so your notes need to be condensed but thorough, meaning that you need to have all the information you possibly can, but they do not need to be like every word for word. Like, that's going to take you forever when someone's trying to give you a lecture. So some examples are like using info, like instead of information, using the first 3 letters of certain words. So after you've done that, you need to chunk your notes, meaning you draw a line, you skip a line, just to make sure that you're changing between each, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, you're changing between each main idea. So this can be highlighting, using a highlighter, using a pencil, or just simply skipping a line. You need to make sure that you're giving space to each of your notes, just so that your notes look nice and neat. And obviously I'm going to give you an example later in the video, but that is basically what your notes should look like, and should things that you should be doing while someone's giving you a lecture, or you're just taking notes for fun, whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat. After we have taken our notes, we need to know how to ask quality questions. So I used cost as levels of questioning. So you have 3 levels: gathering, processing, and applying. So each level is higher than the other, meaning that your first level is like the low. So like, can you list, can you show, things that you could ask while taking notes and then have an answer to straight out. Your second one is higher than the first one, meaning that you understand it easier. And then your third level is your highest level, which a lot of people that are like scientists ask, like predicting and imagine, things like that. After you have finished writing your whole notes, like your questions and your actual topic, you need to figure out how to write a quality summary. So the first thing is no IVFs, which means identify, verb it, and finish it, which is a 1-sentence summary. You need to have at least 3 sentences, but no more than 5. And you need to be able to answer your essential question and the 3 questions you asked from the left column, and make sure you restate each question. So like an example, what's your favorite color? And your answer would be, my favorite color is purple, making sure that you restate the question. So that is how you write a quality summary. So since you guys learned how to take cornell notes, here's me, or an example of the cornell notes. So here's me revising them. I already took the notes, and the notes are basically over this video and what I've learned about cornell notes over the past couple years. So you can see I have an EQ, or essential question, which is how do you or how do I take cornell notes. I have my name, the date, my class. I decided to put my Avid class, which is where I learned cornell notes. I have questions. I have 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and then some people put their summary in the front. I like to put it in the back when I take really long notes. I usually take them on the very last page, just so that I could like staple them together and you can see my summary. Then I'm going to show you a more structured version of the notes. You can see that it's basically the exact same thing, but structured, and you don't have to actually, you can just print them out. I will put a link to the more structured notes in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was very informational on how to take cornell notes. Make sure you stay tuned for more videos in the near future.